So welcome to Arydia, the nitty-gritty things of combat that people, I think, are underestimating. Um, so, for example, you have here these icons, and this gives the behavior of an enemy. So, if it has accumulated enough threat potential, then it will trigger this kind of attack. But you have to know what it means. So the outward going crosses is a target furthest exile from that foe within targeting range. So what it means is that if you are playing true solo, so only one hero, all these different subtleties won't matter. But as long the moment that you have two or more characters running around with more than 0 HP, then you will have to read these things. The movement type, if you will, depends on the size. So you have single cell enemies. You have also 1x2 enemies. For example, the boss red is too big, like so here. And you also have 2x2, a giant naga or something, and this moves logically. This moves like the game Snake. So the tail part is following behind. So this might change its facing, and this will never change its facing. You select one of the four squares, and you plot the movement, how it would move for that square, and the rest is just following accordingly. But here it comes, of course, already. Which of these four parts are you going to choose? There is also so here you have the 6-foot thing, and if we go back, where is it? Here are several things of where was that? There was a dummy example, how the dummy would move. Maybe it was in another part. No, it's not here. Let's see, was it here? Path of Shadow, perhaps. Yeah, so here you have an example in Path of Shadow combat example. On your turn, so first is the foes. The foes don't do much at the first turn if they draw just a white hat. There is no activation, so you're in luck with that. Now the exile decides to go next to the dummy. You have to remember because it's not written anywhere, that every exile, when it spends a move action, so you have to allocate one of these three things. Later it will allocate, so it's a small minor action, and the round things are full actions. So if you allocate a minor action, then you can do a basic move. But it's not written that you can move with 3. And if you spend stamina, so it's SP for stamina point, I think, not spell point, then you gain +2, and you add up these before you move. Otherwise, it wouldn't work here. because this costs one move, this costs two move, and so you would stop here, and then you spend two more moves, and then you can attack the dummy. But the dummy will react in its turn. Because it's standing next to you, it cannot hit you, and it will move intelligently, and it will go, in fact, all the way around, because that's the only way from where you are standing. This square is the only way to skip a square and hit you. So you have to think for the enemy, which you can see, for example, here explained. So this wouldn't work, and this is the only way that it works. And this thing that there is a certain buildup of threat, and then the boss triggers, and the remaining threat is spent by the foe card. This is a very important thing, that there is a behavior card for the boss and one for the mob, irrespective how many characters there are for in that mob. And when they, for example, whack here, they all whack, and the order in which they whack is done by their initiative marker, and the initiative marker is the triangle thing here. So they have unique IDs, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you process them where they are on the map. This leads to the other question, that how do you set up the whole thing? This is not really clearly explained, but I think that the map is defined by the adventure state, so the game state. Set up these and these cards, but where you are positioned, not really clear. Where do you enter such a map? But nevertheless, assuming that would be explained, then you place them according to matching base ring color. So you give each one matching base ring color, and then except for the boss, because you don't have that for the boss, but you do have a 1 by 2 base ring color, and you have a 2 by 2 base ring color. So that's all the variations there are. But you're placing them according to the color. I can't really see that this is blue, but it's the background around the red enemy thing. So it's a black background, there's a green background, and this is a blue background, and this is a. So it's very hard to see, but there's a lot of indirection, because then, as you can see here, there's the faux grid card, and there is a faux AI card, and every so when they have enough threat, so one threat is spent to activate all the enemies in the mob, and each of these mobs cards are triggered in order, and what they do, how they move, is defined by the steps and or what they are prioritizing. So here it's, for example, the most health. So they all go for the most health with 5 steps. They will do bite if possible. Okay. So that is, and also one of the major things that are under highlighted is the combo. Combo is an extremely important part, you gain combo by doing actions. This is explained in these path things. So let's see, for a basic move you gain a combo point. Why is that so? It's not written, so you have to remember, I think. Then you do an attack, you gain a combo. You have a free action for using a skill. For using a skill, you have to pay with combo. So the full combo is like the action points of the group, and every member of the group in his turn will have the availability to spend the combos. But it also means that your next player in your team will have less combos, so they will protest if you use up all the combo points. Yeah, so to summarize, you have to think for all the enemies, how they would, it's written here, foes intelligently choose a target by narrowing down available targets until one target emerges as the best target for that behavior, and it's in range, targeting priority, least movement, or dice. They want to spend the least movement. The arrow up is with most health. So you have the general targeting that you have to recalculate every turn when it's not your turn but the foe's turn, and this is only for so it's different for the foes than for the boss. For the boss there are also different things like melee, ranged, area, and they also can displace foes. So one after the so first the bosses move, and the attack patterns are easy to understand, but it's okay, and so it's more complicated than you think. These dice, which die to use, is explained in the